All right, folks, welcome back to the channel. And fair warning on this video, I am going to be using some pretty blunt language, and it's not something that I typically have gone into in any depth on the channel, which is more about financial issues and what have you. So on this video, I'm going to touch onto quite a bit into politics, and I'm going to be pretty blunt about it. So if you want to keep watching, be my guest, but be warned. So today is Friday, May 2nd, 2025, and it's been exactly 1 month since Trump's so-called Liberation Day, where he announced a raft of tariffs that no one had expected. Since then, the market has gone tremendously down, tremendously back up when he paused it, but we are living in a world where things are super uncertain and no one knows what's going to happen in the future. Is it a good thing that we have this 90-day pause on most countries except China? Yes, it is, but it's not all good news because no one really knows what's going to happen at the end of the 90 days. There's been talk from the administration that they have 200 deals, according to Trump. That's a bald-faced lie. According to his minions, Besant and Lutnick and whatever, they have contours of deals, but nothing has been announced. Maybe India is going to get announced soon, but so far the count on tariff deals has been zero. That's right, zero. There has not been any official deals that have been announced at all. Maybe they have points that they've agreed to in talks, and maybe they are talking, but I don't believe this administration. They've said that they're talking to China, which is, the biggest issue that we have to deal with in this trade war, but the Chinese have been adamant that no one is talking to the Trump administration on this. And I'm going to surprise myself by saying this because these words usually do not leave my mouth. But in this regard, I actually trust the Chinese versus the Trump administration. So you may be asking, how did we end up in this situation in the first place? Well, here comes the blunt part. It's because a lot of stupid people voted for Trump.
I see
stupid
people. They don't know they're
stupid.
They're everywhere.
And there's no other way to say it except that. Some folks that voted for him genuinely believe that he's going to solve their problem. Well, they're delusional, and that's all there is to say about it. People that really support him because they think that he's going to push through these tax benefits that support them, that's all fine and good. If you truly believe that and you're in that top 1% of the 1% that he's going to be helping out, then sure, you can make compromises and say, I know, what a crappy person Trump is, but I'm going to vote for him anyways because his economic policies align with mine. But for the vast majority of folks that voted for him, they're just plain stupid. They don't know any better. Case in point, the folks that voted for him because of Palestine, I mean, come on, they have egg on their face. A lot of those folks voted for Trump because they thought that he's going to be better on the Palestinian issues than Biden was. And that's stupid and delusional. There's no way, let me repeat that, there's no way that America is going to abandon Israel over Palestine. And if you had honestly thought that Trump was going to make the situation better, you're just out of your mind. But of course, we're not seeing any of that being discussed anymore. And rightly so, because the economic turmoil have really taken over things. For folks who thought that tariffs are taxes that other countries paid, yeah, they're stupid. And Trump is one of those people. Everybody knows, or should know, and if you don't know, you check, experts who do know. And if you don't check these experts and you don't believe them, that's a personal problem in my opinion. But tariffs is a fee, a tax, a charge, whatever language you want to use, but it's money that is paid by the importer on these imported goods. It's not the foreign country, it's not the foreign manufacturer of these goods. It's the American companies that are bringing these goods into America that are paying these taxes. And I've said this before, when that's the situation and the cost of their goods go up, they're going to pass it on to the consumers. They are not, I repeat, they are not going to swallow that loss, right? And we're going to start to see that. That's just the way economics work. And if you don't believe in that, I don't know what to tell you. I am not a never Trumper, I will say that, but he is a very stupid person. And I did fall for his shtick, in the first, Trump 1.0, so to speak. And I fully admit that I voted for him because I was under the impression that he would rise to the occasion and that shaking things up is not all that bad compared to, what we were in, which was just kind of a stagnant environment. So I totally get that. But after the first month or so of Trump 1.0, I realized quickly that I made a mistake and that this was a small man that would never rise to the occasion. And he's proven that. After his first term, historians pretty much said that he was the worst president the country has ever had. And I think the only person that is worse for the country than Trump 1.0 is Trump 2.0. The damage that he's done to the US economy, the US dollar, our position in the world, trust in America will never recover from that, just never. Now, on tariffs, these taxes, and that's what they are taxes, they can serve a purpose. If there are industry that you want to protect, then by all means, put those tariffs on and encourage those industries in America. The problem that I have with Trump's tariffs is that he's taking a hammer to everything. It's just across the board, blunt force. There's no surgical precision to this at all. It's let's slap tariffs on everybody and everyone, friends, allies, neighbors, it doesn't matter. We'll just put tariffs on them and not think about the consequences. They're not really digging deep into the issue of what they want to protect, because there are certain industries that we should protect. We've seen things in the COVID pandemic where supply chains are important, industries that are important to our national security, like chip manufacturing, for example. But I don't want to be making clothing in America, right? This whole talk about bringing industry back to America, that ship has sailed. And if you can't see that, I'm sorry to say, you're one of those stupid people. It's no wonder that they say, let's not bring farming back to America, right? They don't say that because that ship has gone. We are still the food basket of the world, but all of the farming in America these days is heavily automated. That's where the jobs have disappeared to. It's automation. It's not these immigrants. It's not other countries. It's automation. And what's happened to farming is what's happening to industrialization right now. We are transitioning as a country from being industrialized and making things to more of a service economy. And yes, some people have gotten hurt along the way for sure, but many others have found a lot of success. I'm not going to go too much into that because I don't want to make this video an hour-long lecture and me ranting about this. So I'm just going to close out by saying that this dream of bringing certain industries and manufacturing back to America is a pipe dream. If you want to bring just, a couple of strategic ones, fine, but not these across-the-board tariffs, which is very reminiscent of what Doge has done to the government in the name of efficiency. It's all BS because they just took an axe across the board without really thinking about the consequences of their action. It's the same with these tariffs. So those are my thoughts, but I'll leave you with the immortal words of Dave Chappelle, who explains it a lot better than I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.
All this motherfucker's ideas sound like high people ideas. Like he doesn't think these things through before he tells us. He just tells us what he's thinking as soon as it occurs to him. Sounds nuts. I'm gonna go to China, and I'm gonna get those jobs from China and bring them back here to America. For what? so iPhones can be $9,000? Leave that job in China where it belongs. None of us want to work that hard. What is he thinking? I want to wear Nikes. I don't want to make them.